From the Detroit Free Press, it's Wednesday, July 22nd. Here are today's top stories.
Brought to you by JB's Smokehouse, located inside Bush's Fresh Food Market of Canton. JB's offers a range of authentic barbecue favorites, and with more than 30 Michigan craft beers on tap, trivia, and live music every Friday night, JB's is sure to become your new favorite barbecue spot.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kerry Jr. II. Detroit summer school students are now required to be tested. After multiple days of protests, a U.S. district judge ordered the Detroit Public Schools Community District to test all summer school students before Monday. Free Press reporter John Wisely has been following this closely and has the details. Thanks again, John, for talking to me today. Who filed the lawsuit?
So this lawsuit was originally filed last week by a group of Detroit Public School teachers, along with some parents, some students, and some other staffers, I believe a clerk and a bus driver. They were essentially arguing that the summer school setup as it's being implemented by the Detroit Public Schools Community District is unsafe.
The judge decided that testing had to be mandatory. Was that what the lawsuit was requesting?
It was a bit of a compromise. It's a great question. The lawsuit had asked the judge to suspend summer school, declaring it unsafe. So they were looking for an order shutting down summer school. In the alternate, he said the summer school could continue, but he mandated that all the students be tested. That's what the order says. Now, the logistics have yet to be worked out, and so it's one thing for a judge to order it. It's another for the test kits to be in place and administered. So as we speak now, they are still trying to work out the particulars of how that is supposed to work. But under the judge's order, the testing is supposed to begin Wednesday.
It seems as if they don't have a clear understanding of whether or not retesting will be a thing every few weeks or a couple times a month. Has that been decided?
It has not been decided. I think the original thought was, let's test the kids who are in here now. And the schools have been doing some monitoring, not testing, but when students show up, their temperatures are taken. They are asked questions about exposure to different people. You know, have you been around someone who's tested positive for COVID? Have you done this? Have you done that? So they've done those kind of rudimentary things that a lot of places are now doing. But the actual nasal swab test, searching for the virus, is the new requirement under this judge's order.
And are there any other school districts that are requiring testing for their students?
No, there's actually not a lot of districts that are doing in-classroom instruction. Detroit obviously is. Novi School District in western Wayne County is. Riverview School District in southern Wayne County also is doing a summer enrichment program where students are in the classrooms. Novi and Riverview are conducting the same kind of tests that I had described earlier that the state has required, the checking of the temperatures, the asking of the questions, but they are not conducting formal nasal swabs to search for the virus.
John says it's not clear if students or staff will be required to get tested regularly or how the school district plans to pay for the testing. The State Health Department reports 573 new cases of the coronavirus. 9 deaths were reported yesterday. Of them, 4 were recovered in a review of death certificates. In total, there are over 74,000 cases and over 6,100 deaths statewide. That's the latest. For more information about COVID-19 in Michigan, visit www.freep.com.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. A day after Detroit's police chief addressed concerns that violent crime is on the rise, there were 4 more shootings. Among the victims, a mother and her 2-year-old daughter. From about 7 p.m. Monday to almost 4 a.m. Tuesday, there were 4 separate shootings, adding to a growing number of incidents, even as demonstrators demand that the police force be scaled back. Over the past weekend, police said there were 33 shootings and 7 deaths. Police Chief James Craig said criminals have been emboldened during the pandemic, and the ongoing police brutality protests have sapped the department of officers to patrol neighborhoods. At about 7 Monday night, a woman was shot as a black sedan drove by. Hours later, at about 10 p.m., another drive-by shooting, this time involving 2 4-door gray vehicles, injuring the mother and daughter. At 1:50 a.m. Tuesday, a teenage man was hit with gunfire, and at about 3:40 a.m., a man was shot by someone in a car that pulled up beside him. Authorities are asking anyone with information to contact them at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
This is J.C. Reindl for the Detroit Free Press. The latest figures show that home sale prices are up in Metro Detroit, although the number of sales are way down since the coronavirus pandemic hit. Real estate agents attribute the situation to a shortage of for-sale homes on the market. The slim inventory of homes means that sellers are getting their asking price. Agents say some homes are seeing multiple offers and over asking price offers. The numbers show the median sales price was $234,000 in June, or 4.6% higher than June 2019. Meanwhile, the number of sales fell 27%. The data includes sales in Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, and Livingston counties.
This is Omari Sankofa II, Pistons reporter for the Detroit Free Press. To the dismay of many Pistons fans, one of the Pistons' alternate jerseys will feature Michael Jordan next season. More specifically, Jordan Brand's Jumpman logo will appear on all 30 of the NBA Statement Edition uniforms next year. That includes the Pistons. The Jordan Brand logo will be added to their gray statement uniforms, which were introduced before the start of the 2017-18 season. The announcement was met with displeasure by Pistons fans on social media. Michael Jordan's rivalry with Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys Pistons through the late 80s and early 90s is still fresh in the minds of many Detroiters, especially 2 months after ESPN's airing of the Bulls documentary The Last Dance. The documentary brought renewed interest and attention to the rivalry, which saw Jordan face the Pistons in 4 consecutive playoff series from 1988 to 1991. In the documentary, Jordan made it clear that his hate for the Pistons exists to this day. Now they're wearing his logo. If you're interested in buying a Jordan Brand Pistons statement jersey, it will be available for purchase in October.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.